By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Hi, this is MMA fighter Hilarie Rose, and on May 29th, I'll be headlining and fighting for the strawweight title at Cage Fury 97. Make sure to check it out on UFC Fight Pass. You are now listening to 20TIMinutes.
Yo, 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 where the party at? Episode 28 of 20TIMinutes. What's going on? I am your host, Tim McCarthy. This is a podcast that focuses on mental health through humor, insight, and personal stories. That introduction was by Hilarie Rose. Great interview coming up this Thursday. She's fighting for the strawweight title at CFFC. It's on the UFC Fight Pass if you want to check it out, which you should. She's headlining it. She would train at Lausanne's MMA, where I would run into her. She has a dog named Thug. It's like absolute cute dog, and I'm going to post that for this interview coming up on Thursday. We had a great rock, paper, scissors matchup. Have a great idea for her when she has a fucking face-to-face photo. Those things, like after she wins, you'll see it. It's pretty cool. But she had an Instagram post about her mental health, like randomly. I think like the week after I first met her. So if you send the bat signal out of mental health, I'm gonna chat you up real quick. So we had a really good interview. Comes out Thursday. Had a little bit of technical difficulties because Xfinity is a pain in the ass. And where I live, that's all you can get. So you're handcuffed. They grab you by the balls. Know who else? Apple grabs you by the balls too. They're like, you want to charge your phone? Here's another thing you got to buy. You want to talk on your phone? Well, you got to buy an earpiece now. Like, they just own us. And they laugh all the way to the bank. Fuck Apple. But thanks, Hilarie. You are the best. Good luck to you. Please check her fight out as she's going to beat the brakes off the champ. Calling it right now. But what's going on, everyone? Hopefully you had a great weekend. I had a good weekend. What did I do? Don't know. Worked. Good weather. The good weather's back. Hot as balls the other day, like 90s. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I've been getting a lot of sun. I think I have a little color in the video if you're watching this, which you should be, because that's just the way I look. I love the good weather. I love playing bags, or cornhole if you call it. Anyone that calls it cornhole, I'm like, get a grip. They're like, well, there used to be popcorn kernels in the bags. Like, there's none. There's none in there. It's bag-o. There's a bag and an O. Throw the bag and the O. Cornhole. That sounds like a sex act, or just your butthole. Let me put in your cornhole. But if you want the smoke in Bago this year, come see your boy. I already got 4 in a row in one game. Already signed my first board. Come on. Get the fuck out of here. But man, I've been pretty pumped about all these interviews. I have interviews planned until like August. Like I already have a bunch recorded. Like they're done. Like the stuff in the background, the continuity is not going to stay good. It's going to be all over the map. I say like the same things in every interview, but the guests are always so money. I've had the best guests. I know like some podcasts like pay for their guests. All of mine are free 99 because they want to be on the greatest 20-minute show that's called 20TIMinutes, hosted by me, Tim McCarthy. Mental health, personal stories. Yeah, you get it. Just kidding. I like 28. I always try to like associate episodes with their numbers in some sort of way. I can't think of a good 28 number, but I'll say this. You ask somebody their favorite numbers, they'll like give you like 13 or 22 or fucking 99. But you don't know, how come no one's like, you know what, my favorite number is 5,064. Like, why can't that be your favorite number? It goes up to like 99. Like that's the cutoff point. And I get it because we get our numbers from like sport teams and sport players. Like I love 31, as you know. If you don't, you should know. And if you didn't know, now you know. If you know, you know. But it's just funny. It's like, yeah, my favorite number is 781 or 617. Throw it up. But yeah, I always thought about that. That's a good one. Actually, I haven't always thought about that. Someone brought that up to my attention. And wicked funny. I think that's so funny. Yeah, my favorite number is 525. But man, a lot of people have been reaching out since the episode 25 where I talked about like my suicidal issue, if that what you want to call it, without saying it was an attempt. Oops, said it. I had a lot of like old school friends hit me up, which was wicked cool. And one of them said some really nice fucking things. And I haven't talked to him in a long time. And he's been kind of not having a good go at it. And he like put my side into perspective because you only see so much from somebody on one side, especially with social media now. It's like, oh, Tim's got a house. He's always laughing, making posts and stuff. But you just like, people aren't going to post the negative shit all the time. And he called me a maverick. I think that's a great nickname to call somebody. Like, keep standing like a maverick. I was like, damn, that's ice cold. I love it. But yeah, that's like the biggest thing with social media. You post all this stuff and everyone's like, oh, you're so happy. You're like, am I? Am I really? How about you come over and be on the other side of the camera? It's great. But no, seriously, always give people the benefit of the doubt. I always think that, like, you see certain couples and you're like, dude, they must never fight. Oh, they fight. They fight, all right. Just don't judge people too quick. Recently, it's been nice weather out, so I've been trying to do some stuff around the house or outside the house. So I went to Lowe's with Lynn's, and we got a bunch of random shit. And this old lady, because we split up, like I paid for my shit real quick, went out to the car, came back, and there was this old lady like wheeling out 2 bags of fucking mulch. And Lindsay was like, oh, do you mind helping her? I was like, yeah, definitely. So I went with her to her car, picked up the mulch, put it in. And she was like, oh, I got 8 more bags. I'm like, excuse me? She's like, I got 8 more bags. I go, all right, someone helping you? She's like, I think so. I was like, what? I was like, give me the receipt. I'll go ask the lady at the desk. Lady at the desk is swarmed. Like, has like 10 people in line. And I did the whole thing with like, I like try to like double dutch in so I didn't cut the other guy off. And I was like, hey, ma'am. And I jumped in. And when I was walking back, some lady tried to steal my cart, and I told her no, but I felt like a dick. But anyway, I went up. I was like, hey, that lady, she has like 8 bags. Like, what's the deal? She's like, yeah, she's supposed to come back in and get them. I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting them. So I was like, do you mind if I go grab them for her? So I'm like, grabbing like 8 more bags of mulch, like throwing them on the cart, wheeling it back out to her, showing the lady my receipt, making sure she doesn't think I'm stealing 8 bags of mulch. Go over, load up her back seat. She had everything planned out. She brought her little like comforters that she probably doesn't use at her house because she was like 80. She like lined the trunk with like the couch cushions. Like she was like, oh, I place them this way and that way. I'm like, why? Because I hope to God you're not picking these up when you get home. I was like, is someone picking this up? She goes, yeah, she's on a half-hour break. I go, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I just want to make sure you're going to be all right, lady. And then she's very thankful. And I wanted to be like, you know what? Have a great... Oh, no, know what I said to her? And I cheered her up really good. I was like, hey, people run into each other for a reason. Am I right? And she was like, yeah, you are. And then Lindsay's laughing at me when I'm walking back to the car because I signed up for something I did not sign up for. Obviously, if someone needs help, I'll go help you. No problem. Old lady, 2 bags of mulch, I'm in. Old lady I have to go shopping for. I'm not going to complain about it, but I'll tell you about it. Then you can make your own assumption of how I feel. But that was my good deed of the month. Got it out of the way. How am I feeling? Not too good lately. Today is one of those days I'm like, ugh, don't want to fucking record, but it's not like the actual like podcast. It's like everything else going on. And I'm just fucking losing my goddamn mind again. Got my prescriptions refilled, talked to my therapist. I'm actually talking to my therapist more now. She was like, yeah, we should probably go back to 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. But I'm trying to stay positive. I was going to like try to be like super positive with this episode and like try to like be motivational, but I'm not going to do it today. But I'm going to be positive about the podcast because everyone keeps complaining that I complain. So I'm not going to complain anymore because now I'm complaining about you guys complaining. No, I love doing the podcast a lot. It's when I jump into it. It's one of those things. It's like the hardest thing to do is just going. It's like going to the gym. Like the gym can be tough, but the hardest part is just going. Just show up. Just start working out. You'll be all right. Everyone always has like gym anxiety, and I do too for the most part. But I'm slowly turning into that person where I just don't care anymore. I don't care. I just go in, do my thing. No one even fucking looks at me probably. which they probably can't even see me with my height. But there's some fucking yoked out dudes and women. Some woman was doing like fucking like 90-pound like dumbbells, like fucking killing it. I'm trying to pick up like a 30-pound weight and do a curl, and I pretended that my fucking arm was hurting, and I got up and left. She has no problem opening up pickle jars at her home. I can tell you that. I like wanted to ask her, like, be like, dude, like, what do you do? Tell me your ways. But talking to anybody at the gym, fucking dumb move. Especially talking to a female, don't do it. Don't do it. I wasn't gonna ruin her fucking pump sesh and get fucking my neck wrung out. But shout out to that girl. Fucking diesel. Absolute diesel. But I made a tweet the other day that like I wouldn't know what I'd be doing without this podcast, like my hobby. Like, what would my hobby be? Don't know. I'd be so fucking confused. I guess I'd just be hanging out by myself, which I've already tried and failed. Zing. But before the podcast, I wanted to be a wrestling ref. And I work overnights, and I thought I was going to go to the day shift. So what I was going to do is work like 7 to 3 and then go to wrestling school and become a ref where I count 1, 2, 3 because I'm a huge wrestling fan. And I think I can do the job well. I can count to 3. I can count to 10. I can break up a fight. I get very distracted easily. And then I go, I don't know. I didn't see nothing. I'd be a great ref. I got the body for a ref. Like, I'm not like too in shape, but I'm in shape enough to like keep up. And I want to get hit with like a steel chair. I would go through a table and get hit with a steel chair for real. Not like a fucking real one. I know they kind of like, they get like the aluminum chairs. I'd take a bump. That's what they call like getting hit real, like fucking good. I'll take a fucking real good bump. But yeah, my dreams were shattered when I didn't go to the day shift. So I was like emailing this school. Like I was getting it. Like, dude, I was straight up gonna go. I had a whole thing set up. I was emailing the owner. And then I was like, yeah, man, I didn't get the switch shifts. And he never replied. So he probably didn't give a fuck either. But that would have been a good gig, right? But I do like doing the podcast. It's fun. Been getting help from my buddy Craig with endurance swimming. I had him do an intro. Don't recall what number it is. So go back and listen to every episode I have. That's another thing. I'm not getting bummed out because I just like doing this for me, and I know there's like a good group of people that listen to this all the time. But episode 25 was at like 130 views, and now like I'm dipping like half of those numbers. I think it's because of the good weather and people listen to music. Like having the top down, driving 90-degree weather, listening to 20 minutes does not sound ideal whatsoever. So I get it. So we gotta battle music this summer. And honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna survive in the cat closet this year. I think I might need a relocation or like put a hole or like a little window so I don't die. So there's a time limit in here, and I go on people's podcasts and I'm like, hey, can we hurry this the fuck up? Because I'm gonna die. At least it's like a sauna now. I'll lose some weight. Maybe I'll do an episode with my shirt off and make you all disgusted. But the podcast I still love doing. I love editing now. It's easy. 20 minutes, boom, bang, boom. No, it's not. It's like an hour. It takes me like an hour to do it. But my Craig from Endurance Swimming, go back, listen to all the episodes. You'll find it. He's been helping me with like all the back end of shit. Like my website, we're going to start a newsletter. So if you want to sign up for the newsletter, go to 20TIMinutes.com, scroll around, you'll find it. Going to do some things like just like updates, probably discounted merch, resources, guest blog post, all that stuff. I'm going to make it pretty good. Won't sell your information. It'll be like once a month. You already get fucking emails as it is from Old Navy giving you 30% off that they give you every day. Just you delete those two. Just sign up. Just sign up. Just help a brother out. That's all I ask. Like, it's funny. Like, I think a lot of people do help me, but they don't even listen, which I love. I think that's wicked funny. Support, you know? It's free, too. If you want to share the podcast, it's free 99, and you'd be a great person. And I'd love you forever. But also on my website, I have a Q&A section where I have people submit questions. You can also do it on the 20 Minutes app on both Google Play and the App Store. So download that. I got like things everywhere that you got to like get me, because all of them have different little treats for you. Shout out to Appetizers LLC, Caleb, for doing my app. If you actually want to look into getting it your own app, go talk to my boy Caleb, and he'll get you set up. He'll get you some information. So go look at mine. If you like it, then we'll hit up Caleb together. Just give me a shout. Little bit something now. Little bit something now. Shout. Shout out to Shout, the song. So I got a question. It's a two-parter. Oh, wow. It's from Jeff, a.k.a. Big Hefe. From, what is it? What podcast is that? Off the Cuff. I had to look at the sticker behind me. Sorry, Jeff. I have like you see all the stickers behind me. I collect stickers from all my podcast friends. I only have so much time in the day. I've listened to yours once, then I go around the loop and try to get back. But shout out Off the Cuff. Yeah, Off the Cuff. Two-parter from Jeff. First, how did you get your own app? That's cool as fuck. It is cool as fuck, Jeff. You should get one too. But like I just said, like you're fucking, like you know what I'm gonna say. Caleb, Appetizers LLC. He's made a couple apps. He made an app for our friends Love Brain. It's cool. It's more networking. I feel like I've been doing more networking than anything with this podcast. I set up two different guests I've had and got them together. Like I'm playing matchmaker at this point. Lindsay Martin, who I just had on from She Space, she's fucking getting me a bunch of connects. One of my interviewees that I'm not gonna say yet, former MTV personality. I'm going to be talking with her this Thursday, and I'm going to figure out when I'm going to squeeze her in. So stay tuned for that. Name drops. I'm getting the best guests. I get the best fucking guests, okay? Like, I don't conduct the best interviews, but I talk very, innocent with these guests. But find me a better show with better guests. That's not named Joe Rogan, okay? I'm the underground world of podcasting. I'm the bad boy of podcasting. Just because a guy does a podcast on mental health doesn't mean he can't start some shit. But yeah, that's how I got an app from a buddy of mine who helped me out a lot. Great guy. And then my second question is, what do you say to people who try to give you advice that you don't really feel would work for you? Great question. I had a guy, I mentioned this on the podcast before, but he found me on Facebook. I was part of one of these men's mental health Facebook groups, and I kind of left it because it was kind of toxic for a little bit. And there was one fucking guy who tried to motivate people that was like, oh, just get up and do it. And everyone's like, yeah, man, not that fucking easy. So I just started talking shit. Again, I'm not afraid to spice it up a little bit with my words. So that's why I left, because I was going to get kicked out anyway. But there was a guy who was interested in the podcast, a different guy, and he's like, oh, I took some show notes for your show. Do you want to listen to them? I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, that's fucking cool. And he listened to it 3 times and had all these notes and suggestions on what I should do. He's like, yeah, you should just pick one topic and focus on that. And I was like, well, that's a good idea, but that's not who I am. I'm kind of all over the map, as you can tell. So I think giving them a reason and first preferencing being I appreciate the advice. I will take it into consideration, but I can't promise you that I'm going to do that. But it's going to be in my head, like this one is, because I'm telling you the story and because Big Hefe asked it. But how do you guys deal with that? I think that's the best way to do it. Well, for me, here's some advice for you guys. This is how you should handle bad advice. Listen to me. Advice on advice. Yeah, that's a really good question, actually, because that's annoying. People try to give you advice or tell you what to do that will work out for you. You're like, yeah, okay, buddy. I've been reading about astrology lately. I'm a Capricorn, so I don't know what the fuck that even means. I know I'm a goat, but I was reading stuff about my horoscope lately, and it's kind of linked up, and I was like, whoa. But then I read other ones and they wouldn't link up because you always think that. And they're Mercury retrograde and Venus fucking velociraptors says you're going to have a cool Monday. I don't know why I'm looking that up. Who's into astrology? I feel like people are low key into it. When you bring it up, they're like, yeah, what are you? A Sagittarius? Oh my God. You wouldn't get along with me because I'm a Virgo. Yeah, I know. But we can still be friends though, you know? I love that. I love people that love shit, which is a weird fucking thing to say. I was going to go into something else, but I don't want to be super negative. I'm going to do this real quick. I have a lot of gripes, and I've told about people. I have two different things, like depending on who you are, what you are, depending on like, obviously like, I got two types of people, assholes and not assholes. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, if someone is like something totally different than me, believes in something different, but they're cool with me, you're in the like not asshole category. Obviously, fucking like racists, fucking pedophiles, you should no, you're fucking an asshole. You're a super asshole. Like, get the fuck out of here. So, that's my biggest thing with people is you're an asshole, you're not an asshole. So I just want to say, fuck people that talk shit because your life is fucking lame and you tell people certain stories that aren't true to get things like spiced up or like be a wrench in the gears when you're not involved. If you're not involved in something, a conversation with friends, anything, and you talk about somebody else again, or two people that you're not involved with, shut up. Especially when you're wrong. You don't want the smoke. And that's just a general thing, okay? This isn't really personal experience, which it might be, it might not be, because I'm not going to get into it. But if you talk shit, I will talk shit back. So, I will just end it with that. I just, I'll cry in an episode, and I'll seem like I'm weak, but don't mistake my kindness for weakness. And my weakness for not fucking losing my goddamn mind on somebody. But I thank you for checking out episode 28 of 20 Tim Minutes. I am your host, Tim McCarthy. Thank you to Hilarie Rose for that introduction. Be sure to watch her on the UFC Fight Pass this Saturday, kicking the absolute shit out of the champ and taking that strap. Straps are on the line this week. Briscoe brothers. And then thanks to Big Hefe of Off the Cuff Podcast. Thank you for the question. Be sure if you guys want to submit a question, I'm going to have it in the show notes. And submit a question. Talk some shit. I'll talk shit back. That's what I want. Song recommendation, Looking Down the Barrel of a Gun, not by the Beastie Boys, but the cover by Anthrax. That's a fucking jam. There's a lot of good lyrics in there. It's like life comes in phases, take the good with the bad. And then predetermined destiny is who I am. I got the finger on the trigger like the son of Sam. That's my fucking jam. And then right now on HBO, I always forget how good this movie is. I always forget it. When I watch it, I'm like, this is definitely in my top, maybe 2, 3 Tarantino films. Jackie Brown. That movie is so good. So if you have a chance, you haven't seen Jackie Brown or haven't seen it in a while, go watch it on HBO. I've watched it twice now because I fell asleep the second half, and then I made sure to watch the second half again last night. So Jackie Brown, holla at your boy. Thank you guys so much. Go say some positive things to people. Don't say some negative shit behind someone's back. If you have a problem with somebody, talk to them straight up. But I love you guys. Go give somebody a hug. Mask is going to be off soon. Give people a little butterfly kiss, maybe a little Eskimo kiss. I actually don't know if that's cancel cultured or not. But yeah, go do something positive with somebody. Go pick up a bag of mulch for an old lady, even if she doesn't want help. Just pick it up and be like, let's go. I'll put it in your trunk. Love you guys. Have a good one.
This podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. If you are feeling suicidal, please dial 911.